Hundreds walked through El Paso tonight honoring the people killed in yesterday's mass shooting. Joining them, El Paso native and presidential candidate Beto O'Rourke. They gathered in front of a freshly painted mural on the Immigration Advocacy Center.
All of the people, all of the communities, all of us are affected, and we're going to be affected for the rest of our lives.
An emotional night in El Paso, Texas. Good evening, I'm Tom Miller. Tonight, the FBI says it believes the suspected gunman in the El Paso mass shooting acted alone, and there's no evidence anyone else helped him plan or carry out the attack. The death toll remains at 20 people. More than 24 are injured. The bodies of all 20 are no longer in that Walmart, though it remains a massive crime scene tonight. Police also say that this is the only crime scene. Initially, 911 callers reported another attack in a nearby mall. That turned out to be a false alarm. The city's mayor says despite the pain everyone in El Paso is feeling, healing will come.
It's torn the fabric of this community, but it will be repaired, and it will not define us.
Tonight, tributes to the victims and survivors are growing. One family with a tie to the deadly school shooting in Parkland, Florida, almost 2 years ago, just happened to be in El Paso this weekend. KXAN's Wes Rappaport has their story.
A vigil here at this Immigration Advocacy Center honors the victims killed by a gunman yesterday. The family of Joaquin Oliver, who was killed in the Parkland, Florida attack almost 2 years ago, came here to El Paso just a couple of days ago to paint a mural marking what would have been Joaquin's 19th birthday. In light of the shooting at a local Walmart here, that mural now taking a new form. Through these spray cans, Manuel Oliver wanted to make a statement on these already colorful walls to honor his son Joaquin, choosing El Paso because of its role in a national immigration conversation.
He won't be here, but we celebrate his life. So we had a whole project of a mural supporting the immigrants.
After Saturday's Walmart shooting, he plans to change the mural to reflect the new emotions in this community, and he wants to spark conversation about other sensitive topics he believes need attention.
We are fighting for universal background check. We are fighting for red flag. We are fighting for mental health support. We are fighting for safe storage.
In the hours after the shooting, Texas Governor Greg Abbott said it's not yet time to talk about guns.
There are bodies that have not yet been recovered. I think we need to focus more on memorials before we start the politics.
And I've heard some politicians saying it's too early to talk about guns. The families deserve respect. Well, the families are waiting for you to talk about guns. That's what I was waiting for a few hours after knowing that I lost my son.
Oliver's feelings echoed by presidential candidate and El Paso native Beto O'Rourke. The two spoke Sunday just steps from the site of Saturday's shooting.
It's not too soon to talk about gun laws, universal background checks, closing all loopholes, ending the sales of assault weapons, red flag laws. But we're also talking about something that I think is just as urgent, which is the kind of hatred and intolerance and racism that fuels crimes like this one.
This is the 29th mural that Oliver has created around the country. Meanwhile, at least one of the people hurt in Saturday's attack is expected to be released from the hospital, while others prepare for additional surgeries. In El Paso, I'm Wes Rappaport.
Texas Senator John Cornyn is also there to honor the victims. He laid a U.S. flag alongside flowers and signs at a temporary memorial set up near the site of the shooting.
We have a large Hispanic population, and we all believe in much the same things, but to see somebody try to come from another place and try to start a war between our cultures is simply unacceptable. We're not going to let him get away with it.
Senator Ted Cruz sent out a statement praising El Paso for coming together the way it has. He is calling for an end to the hate meant to divide. In part, he says what we saw yesterday was a heinous act of terrorism and white supremacy. There is no place for this in El Paso, in Texas, or anywhere across our nation.